All right, so hi everyone. My name is Grace Ballingy and I'm the project manager of a robotics team. And today we also have Shriya, our assistant project manager, and Megan, who is our marketing lead. So we're going to be talking a bit about what outreach is and how it's important to you. So we are Team 4545 Ouroboros, and we're actually part of an organization at our high school called Viperbots, and we are from Vandegrift High School. We participate in something called the First Tech Challenge, which is basically a organization that releases a game each year for a robotics competition, and we have to design and build a robot to be able to accomplish those tasks. And so this year we get to design a robot that gets to shoot little frisbee-like rings. So that's pretty exciting. We have to use a lot of STEM knowledge to be able to do all of the different tasks for it, doing the designing and the coding and things like that. So we have 4 different subgroups, and that's hardware, which is doing the building of the robot, software, which is coding the robot, marketing, who's documenting the process, doing things like outreach, and CAD, who is designing the robot online. And we also have another big aspect, which is community outreach, because our goal with FTC is not just about the robot, it's also about learning from your community and giving back to your community.
So as we said before, we are part of FIRST Robotics, and robotics in general terms is basically an area of research that involves computer science and engineering. It goes through the process of designing the robot, constructing the robot, operating the robot, and eventually, once you get your product, using the robot. The end goal is to design a robot that will help make human lives easier, aiding in those tedious day-to-day tasks. In our terms, robotics is a club and organization that allows young students to critically use their problem-solving skills to create a robot, as well as working with a team to overcome these challenges. It goes through a similar process as the general terms. It goes through design, which includes the CAD, the computer-aided design, hardware, building the robot, software, creating code to make it work and function and operate. And then eventually, once we get a product, we market it to our judges. Our goal is to design a robot that will efficiently complete game tasks to earn the most points. Keeping robotics in mind, we are part of this youth organization called FIRST, and it stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science Technology. It operates various FIRST robotics programs, and it actually is the organization that creates our games and competitions. The robotics programs they have are the FIRST Lego League, which builds with Legos, FIRST Tech Challenge, which is what we are a part of, and we take it a step further with building with wires and wheels and metal bars. And then there's the FIRST Robotics Competition, which is building robots similar to ours, except on a larger scale. FIRST gives us an opportunity to compete with other teams in building innovative robot. And it's really cool because once you get to the world championships, not only are you competing with teams in your local area, you're also meeting teams from across the country, across the world. And we can see how their designs are unique to theirs and how our designs compare. An interesting aspect of FIRST that I find really inspiring is how they encourage us to engage with our community to learn more about STEM and promote it among our youth. And that's what basically we call outreach.
Right, so now we're to our main topic of the presentation. So does anybody want to tell us what they think outreach is, or something that they believe is outreach? In the chat, or just unmute yourself and talk.
I think outreach is kind of a broad category. Do you mean specific, like how are other companies reaching out to their local communities, or can you be more specific so people can have a better idea of feedback?
Maybe like examples of types of outreach that you've seen. So what we're doing here is we're reaching out to our community and we're talking about something that we feel really passionate about. And so has anybody else done anything similar to that that they'd like to share?
Personally, I helped throw ProductCamp Austin, so I'll say that. So events, that's super helpful. And then I'm also just like one of those people that likes to mentor. So I reach out to specific or people that are interested in getting into product marketing or things like that. I help with just like how I got into it, guiding them through what the application process or like the interview process might look like. So for me, that's what I do a lot of.
Yeah.
I'm a president of a nonprofit, and we try to do a great deal of outreach in terms of not only informing people of the services that we provide, but also finding out what are their needs, what are their problems within our area of expertise and service, and so that we can adapt our programs to fit their needs.
Yeah, so that's perfect. So that's also similar to what we're doing is we want to teach all of y'all and gain some knowledge about outreach and other things that y'all might be presenting about. So how we separate outreach is into two key areas. So one is we want to connect with the community to learn. And two is we want to teach our skills to the youth and just to people in general. So for us, we focus more on STEM. So we like connecting with tech companies. And so something that's really cool is last year we attended Product Camp as well. And we met somebody from Under Armour and we actually ended up going to their company and doing an event there. And so we gained a lot of insight on how we can enhance our robot design and all of that. And from Under Armour specifically, we talked about the software aspects. So they have a bunch of apps that they've created for better customer support. And so we were able to learn about that, and we were able to understand marketing aspects as well. So for what we've done to teach people is we went to the We Are Girls conference and we actually taught in Spanish and English to people all across Austin. And we taught them that STEM is a career path and it's something that everybody can do and not just men. It's not just for other people. Girls can do it as well. So our whole goal in outreach is we want to inspire people with art knowledge, and we want to be inspired. We want to learn, and that's something that we would like to teach you today. Okay, so again, it's important we're able to spread FIRST and STEM values as well as learn. And we're high school students, so we don't really get to experience the real world as much, but touring these companies and doing stuff like this, we can have a lot of insight and important life skills. And it introduces us into jobs that we might want to pursue.
So outreach isn't just about us and a robotics team, it's also about your companies as well, because as a robotics team, like all our outreach with different companies, that would never be able to happen if it wasn't for you guys. So this is important to you guys too, and teaching young people about STEM and inspiring them with the different aspects can lead to better workers in the future. And when those workers enter the field, they remember where they got inspired from. And it creates this cycle of more people going into the different fields. So for example, the company Dell, like back in the day when Austin was more rural and ranchland instead of a STEM-filled city like today, Michael Dell founded the company. And young people were inspired to begin pursuing like STEM careers. And so more and more college students were going to places like UT and A&M and getting STEM degrees like engineering and computer science, which was making the schools want to put more improvements into those areas so that the students were better prepared coming out of it. And then the tech companies were seeing all these kids and were starting to put in more STEM companies into Austin to be able to hire all these new workers. And when the kids were seeing the success of these tech companies, they wanted to pursue these careers. And so it creates this cycle which repeats itself of more and more people going into the field. And that's what we like to see with companies. You can show younger kids like what it's like to be in your field and inspire them and be a role model to them, and just show them some different options. And the kids are our future. They're the next generation. They're going to be the people running things soon. They're going to be the new workers. And it's really important to be able to get in touch with them and show them all the options they can have. And that's something like a couple years ago, our project manager, Bree, she was looking into a career in game development. So we set up outreach with a gaming company, and she actually was able to intern with them from that outreach. So that you can see the cycle there where they reached out to us or we reached out to them, and then she in turn was able to go and work with them. Outreach is also really important for branding. It really gets your name out. It tells more and more people about your company. And it also shows that you really care about the community and that you value the future of the company.
Yes, that's very true. And you can help. You can be a part of this whole outreach thing. You can start by reaching out to school programs and clubs who are interested in learning from you guys and gaining insight. You can reach out to people in your neighborhood. You can reach out to anyone. We emphasize the youth and inspiring them, but it doesn't matter what age you are. Everyone is learning. Everyone wants to meet new people. And so it doesn't have to be young kids, as long as they're willing to learn and you're willing to learn from them. Also, you can create these outreach programs and possibly consider forming a community outreach program within your workplace, because having a special branch of your company take care of the outreach will make the process so much easier, more organized and efficient. And if you don't know where to start or don't know who to reach out to for outreach, you can always contact us. We have our contact information in the slides. And we know a lot of robotics teams and a lot of other clubs who are interested in learning from experienced adults. And that's a big part of marketing. You may think that robotics is just technical with the hardware and the software and the CAD, but marketing plays a huge role, because when we're meeting these people and we're learning from them, we take what we learn, we take that insight and we apply it to our robotics team and how we build the robot, how we market the robot. All of that is super important to us. And we hope that you can be a part of that. Thank you for listening. Thank you to the sponsors of ProductCamp. And here is our contact information if you guys want to reach out to us for outreach opportunities. And yeah.
Yeah, and if you want to, you can leave your contact information in the chat as well, if that might be easier for us to email you.
And if you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and ask them right now.
Hey guys, I actually just wanted to jump in because I love that you guys come to ProductCamp and you're speaking about a topic that is not only near and dear to my heart, but something I actually work in. So I work for the test that you take before you go into college, the ACT. And so we focus a lot of our work on college and career outreach. And I mean, that's how we kind of inform the way that we develop the test as a good way to just see what college ready looks like and benchmarks. And But we also have like free college and career planning tools that we share with students. And part of that is that we know that there are like college ready kids that just don't really, or if they're not college ready, they might be wanting to go into careers. And they're saying now that we should start introducing college and career education and just acclimating students to this as early as middle school. And so the fact that you guys are coming to us and actually this, kind of bringing the wake up call to ProductCamp and other companies is really great. And so if you want to just in your talks and your continuous outreach, there are a couple of organizations that I would recommend looking up just their thoughts on why you should be introducing students to college and career, especially in STEM, because you have to do both early on. And so I can recommend a couple of stats for you to look at and pieces that might be helpful with just continuing your outreach and building this case for yourselves.
Yeah, that would be great.
You've already toured my office, so.
Hey, this is Troy. I used to work at a place called U-Ship, and one of the things that they were pretty good about was sponsoring hackathons. And I guess I've always like saw the appeal, but I do wonder, having never gone to them as like a participant myself, if there's a way in which a hackathon can be particularly effective, or what kind of what kind of like environment is kind of best for that? Like, does code pairing help, or do you guys like the kind of freedom of kind of just like charting your own course and just having some people to talk to for advice as you move along? I guess just more generally, what is your experience with hackathons, and do you have kind of any favorites that you've gone to?
Personally, I haven't been to any, but that's something that I really do want to go to. And I think sometimes doing stuff yourself is the best way to learn, and having people to get advice from is also really helpful. So like you were saying, planning out everything by yourself and then having experts to talk to, in my opinion, I think that would be the best approach. Just being somebody who this would be targeted towards.
Yeah, and
cool.
I think that kind of outreach is really good. It is able to like appeal to a wide group of people, and just really gets a lot of people involved, and like to have some fun with that. That's good.
Yeah, in many ways, I guess that's the vibe I'm getting from Ouroboros as well, as it's kind of in many, like, it seems to be more self-led. How did you guys find out about Ouroboros and get involved?
So when I was actually in elementary school, I joined a robotics club, and we went to the high school to check out the FTC program there. And that was my first experience, like seeing everything. And I thought it was so cool. They let us drive around their robot, and I knew I wanted to like do that when I eventually got to high school. And so I did. And like just things like that really helps within our school. We do outreach within our school as well, or try to like get as many people involved to join robotics. So we do things like we have, this is related to high school specifically, but we have like a homecoming parade thing that happens each year. So we'll like make a float and like try to like encourage people to join robotics. I'm always talking to my friends about it. We take people into the robot room so they can see the whole area and see what we're doing, because everyone thinks it's really cool. And we'll also have a presentation, like slides going through on a TV at our school before each year to sign up for robotics again. And that always helps. It's just like showing what robotics is and encouraging people to join. So.
Cool.
Yeah, for me too. the way I got into robotics was through an outreach event. 45 actually mentored my FLL team. So I was in a Lego team when I was younger, and 45 mentored it. And I knew that that is something that I wanted to do. And I decided to join ViperBots, and I got into 45, and it was super exciting for me.
Cool. What's the what's the meaning behind 4545? Why those numbers?
Oh, so whenever you register for the first tech challenge, you get a number for your team so they can like distinguish who's who.
Gotcha.
We signed up for our team's first year. We were not on the team at this time. This was a long time ago, but they signed up for the 4th year of FTC. So that's where the 4 comes from. And then the other digits are just whatever we got assigned. So it's a nice number though, 4545, easy to remember.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then for Ouroboros, we just have a snake theme going on because our mascot for our high school is the Vipers. So we actually have 10 FTC teams at our school, which is a lot. But we all have different snake themed names. So it's kind of cool.
Oh, fun. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you.